Magdi's mom, but it would get a little dicey to start calling us dad and mom. So I just call her boss, which the mom is anyway. It works because she's married to someone different than me. So.
Thank you. Yeah, just to make things clear. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Ugo.
Uncle Dennis.
So, how's the LinkedIn police this week?
And it's not been.
I love that expression, LinkedIn police.
Yeah. Been dealing with some of them with Tom, and he's been he's been very helpful. It's been very helpful.
Guys, we're not recording yet, are we?
Sorry, I go live.
We should record the whole session like this.
Yeah, there was a comment I wanted to make, but I thought I better not make it if we're running live right now.
Guys, yesterday I had official meeting yesterday, especially in a job, and it was like this all the time, and it's official meeting, so something because it's Friday, so
yeah,
this is normal. We can do it, I think.
Yeah, it's like that in the States too, Friday.
Yeah,
and in many European countries, people just don't want to work on Friday afternoon.
Yeah. And by the way, you can use this session if I don't know if you agree, Ravit. Since you are here, we can we can go that way.
Definitely, we should do that.
Okay, at the end we are on YouTube currently, so.
Okay. Well, I think yes, and Manpreet's in charge, and I think I'm your backup. I can't remember. Magdi will tell us. And Ravit, we've been kind of hanging on because we do have people join late, but we want to make sure before we started talking to you that we had plenty of people here.
Yeah.
But it's smaller than usual, but that wouldn't be because of you, I'm sure. Quite the contrary. Well, Manpreet, you decide when you want to start us.
I think Ravit is used to being interviewed, being the one interviewing. So I don't know how he feels like being on the other side of the divide. So maybe Ravit, who have you interviewed more? Dad, Dennis, or I think the person should take the other side and try to.
Yeah, I think I've interviewed Tom and Dennis both.
Put your mic, bring the sound up, Ravit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I think your system volume or your mic volume needs on your system.
Yeah, put it louder so that we can hear you. You have the LinkedIn police is here. You have to answer questions.
Is Hugo the LinkedIn police?
No, Ravit.
No, LinkedIn police are all these dumb people giving us lessons on LinkedIn when we write posts.
Oh my goodness. Right, whatever you feel like. I feel opinions are very important. Otherwise, it would be just everyone doing the same thing if we don't have different opinions.
There's something I'm trying not to say right now. Y'all are tempting me.
There are a lot of dumb LinkedIn police on LinkedIn, but we're not supposed to say it. Only Ugo is allowed to say it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. But seriously, there's a lot going on LinkedIn. I just think that some people overreact sometimes, and I think it gets a lot of people very emotional.
Yes, they get emotional.
They just get emotional. You know, I've tried to ask somebody, okay, so logistic regression is a regression, then what? Okay, then what?
And then you open Pandora's box. Yeah, I know. As soon as you use the word on LinkedIn, it's a magic word, regression. As soon as you mention that word, it has some kind of emotional trigger in people, and they go crazy. I noticed that. I try to calm them down for 2 or 3 comments, and usually it works. And if it doesn't work, I just block them. I have other things to do. I just kick them out and block them, so that way I don't get indigestion.
All right. But you know,
But I do answer 2 or 3 times to try to make them understand. You know, it's just an example. And linear regression, what does it mean? You can do 50,000 things with linear regression. Maybe it's the only function they know.
it's possible. It's possible, really.
But we can't say things like that on LinkedIn.
Definitely, we can't. Definitely.
So Dennis, you really must stop this because you're tempting me more and more to say my thoughts on this subject
Well,
that I don't want to say while we're.
Say your thoughts before we record. Gee.
Oh, I think we're recording now is the problem.
We are?
Yes.
Oh, we're recording now.
If privately, it's more private right now. I don't think so.
I'm private. My
Okay.
name is not written here. I didn't say this.
Okay, I think we have to ask Manpreet to start.
Yes. Before we get in trouble with the LinkedIn police and the Zoom police.
Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another mentoring session, and today we have Ravit, who we all know by his Ravit show and the awesome people he hosts on his show. So here you go, Ravit. The stage is yours.
Thanks, Manpreet. This is like Hugo definitely mentioned. It's like me sitting on the other side of the table and being asked different questions. So looking forward to this session, and definitely thanks for inviting me, Tom, Manpreet, everyone here. You guys have definitely created a fantastic family here, and there's so much to learn every Saturday. There are sessions happening. It's not only limited to people being out here and talking about different topics, but also what you learn from Dennis, Tom, Gate. It is indeed a gift to us. So very happy to be here and happy to discuss about community building, about personal branding, also about networking, and why is it important to have it on, in the data field, because there's so much to learn out there. And happy to share my journey, definitely, how I started off back then, and what's next that is coming for me and what I'm currently doing. So feel free to ask any questions. I have a small presentation as well for everyone here that I have put together just today morning. And it's not a presentation. I hate presentations, to be honest. I am a person who likes more of discussions. And that's why I have my own show, the Ravit Show, where it's more on the discussion bit, where we can have a discussion, we can share our thoughts, and we can actually, learn from each other. It's not me who's the speaker or the guest. It's us as a family will discuss. In the conversation before even we started recording, it was something which should happen throughout, because that's the fun. I don't want to just be the one who's talking around. So feel free to participate. Any questions that you have, and I can help in any way. Though here we have Tom, Denise, Gate. These people are fantastic. So I'm just here to share my experience, my journey. But these are legends whom you can, always ask for different things and learn a lot about different topic areas and get into those technical integrities. So trust me, you are in great company already, but very happy to be here, and thank you very much for inviting me. So yeah.
I just have to say real quick to everyone, I wore my most formal attire for today, and it was one of my sons that bought me this. Guess which son bought me this? Ravit. Thank you, Ravit.
Thanks, Tom.
I'm still trying to come up with the great video for your show, but I haven't come up with an epic enough plot yet.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering the commercial. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen it, and the viral that video, the commercials go are fantastic. So I actually thought about, when you started with that, you might actually switch to something which is more into acting. But definitely that's another career thing for you, Tom. And we're looking forward to seeing you, creating more videos. Definitely, I'm sure the whole family misses those videos because I'm sure you're writing a book and you're busy with that. I'm sure it's not a secret with the family that you're writing a book. Is it? Oh, you're on mute.
It's no secret to the family that Gaith and I are writing a machine learning book together with Pact, Ravit's former company.
Yes. Amazing. So to start with, obviously, happy to answer any questions in terms of the community building, in terms of networking, personal branding. You can bring that up. If you want me to start with the discussion, the slide deck, I can do that. So I'll just need to share my screen for that.
I think you can share it, Ravit.
Yes. Amazing. Just having a look at it. Let me know if you can see my screen. Awesome. So definitely starting off by saying this is not a presentation. It's just about growing together. So let's not take it as a presentation, and just a quick thing that I want to start before, how I put these 5 points together in terms of the community building. Feel free to ask any questions. Let's have a discussion, and definitely I want to take some views from everyone out here. So if I call out and if you don't feel I put you in spot, so feel free to share your thoughts and what do you feel about it, because it will be a learning not only just for me but for everyone out here. So okay, let the game begin. Talking about community building, there are 5 main things that I keep in mind. Is making sure that I'm targeting my right audience. What's the purpose behind having the community building? How to engage, how to network with them when once you engage with them, and how does consistency play a very important role in community building. So these 5 definitely points are very important to me, but I would love to hear if given any 5 or maybe 2 points that you guys can share in terms of the community building that you feel are important. Anyone can chip in, and I would love to hear, because community building is something which is very hot today. Trust me, companies out there are wanting to have community builders for their brand. They need the DevRel relationship officer who can go out and amplify their brand at a global level, go to conferences and talk about different things. So this role will definitely be picking up in next 5 years. It has already started. There are many companies in Silicon Valley I'm in touch with, and they are actually looking for such community builders, or DevRel roles are very much open. And this is something which will be a great role in the next at least 5 years, I can definitely say. And would love to hear your thoughts in terms of the community building. What points would you add, to after these 5 points? Tom, maybe you can put some, because definitely you are a community builder out there. So any 2 points that what do you feel?
Well, I'd say the deepest thing for me is how honored and humble I feel to look at the people that I can help as those that will likely someday surpass me. So I feel like I'm actually investing in making a better future with every person I help in our family. And I think that breaks a pattern that I grew up around. A lot of the time, there were very few older people that were nurturing. And I thought, I don't want to be that way. I want to be the guy that reminds them, hey, life can be challenging. You come across harsh people. Don't feel alone. Don't let that make you feel less about yourself. Enjoy growing and learning. And Ravit, I've been just shocked. That's probably 80% of what I do that's appreciated. Is just to remind them, yeah, life's tough, but if you just keep focusing on growing and learning, you'll be great.
Definitely. Those are great additions, Tom, obviously, because it is one of the things that when I started in my early days in terms of engaging with the community, I used to make sure that I'm targeting the right audience. If I am working with an author, I want to get into those small pockets of communities which will actually be helpful for that author or for his book. So definitely targeting the right audience was one of the biggest purpose. So in terms of the targeting the right audience, what it is, we can definitely get more into it. And here we go. In terms of the targeting the right audience, it is when obviously like Tom mentioned, you need to invest your right time and definitely the right community. When I say those small pockets of community, it is definitely those communities which will be useful for my career. I need to have that vision that okay, if I join this community, if you guys are in this MLAI community, you guys are actually getting a lot of knowledge out of it. And everyone has that purpose that, okay, if I'm investing my time on a Saturday evening or maybe morning, I need to get something out of it. And that's one of the reasons you have actually targeted the right audience. The community is definitely your audience. So I think that kind of clears your path when you are getting into a community. The more you know about the audience is definitely resulting better. We everyone here knows each other like family. Tom definitely has created a community where he treats everyone as a family and he knows everyone personally, and everyone wants to know about each other too. So we are indeed learning from each other, and that is very beneficial. Trust me, if you're joining a community, get a purpose out of it. Definitely get a understanding that what you want to achieve out of it. It is very much important. Not only you should know the demographics of your audience, but also that should actually keep you up at the night, that okay, even if it's 12 a.m. and I want to go and give maybe a talk, it should give you that much understanding that okay, I am targeting an audience which will be useful for my career path, and that kind of brings you to a place which will be very important in terms of growing together. So understand your audience very well, invest the right time, target the audience, get results out of it, understand the demographics, and definitely what problems do they have, how can you help to solve them. This example might look very similar to someone like Tom, because obviously he has built a community. What he has understood is he is investing the right time in community. He has understood his audience. He's not only understood the demographics, but what keeps them up in the night and what can get them to a place which is attend a show on a Saturday, a meetup, and solve your problems. So definitely he has targeted the right audience, and I'm sure if you want to be a leader in data community and want to be a community builder, I think you need to start understanding your audience very well. You need to target them. You need to make sure how can you solve problems for them. For me, I'll give you a small example. How I solve problems for my audience is by maybe sharing a free resource for them, and it is completely freely available on internet. You can go and check, you can credit the authors and help them in the best way possible. So what I'm trying to do is create a larger audience in terms of helping them with free resources, and they can trust me and they can feel credible about my brand, about myself, that okay, Ravit will share something which will be valuable for us. Not only that, can be a book that I can recommend, or maybe a resource, or maybe a course. So these things kind of gets me closer to the community, because I'm creating that credible uh, brand for myself. And we'll definitely touch base on the personal branding, but this is about targeting your audience, and it is not only limited to these 4 steps. These 4 steps are just what I understand. I'm sure there might be people here who might have a different approach to targeting the audience. The best person obviously is Denise here, because he's written a book and he knows, he has obviously targeted audience very well. Would love to hear your thoughts as well, Denise, in terms of how you target your audience. So it would be great. You're on mute, Denise.
Okay. I'm not as professional as you and all these people. Let me see let me get my video back where I'm supposed to. Yeah. So this is how it happened for me. First, I just like people.
Mhm.
So when I sold my company I just went on LinkedIn and began connecting to people in artificial intelligence. And somehow they built up. I was just trying to write meaningful posts on AI. So it just built up very quickly. And then Tushar Gupta, your colleague, came along and he said, "Why don't you share your experience in a book?" So I said, "Sure, that's a good idea." And I thought it was a good idea for me to have something for my family, for my friends, and maybe people that are beginning in life and they want to learn something. And then after I packed publishing, put so much energy in writing, helping you write a book, I ended up with maybe 10 people doing everything, trying to correct the typos, the spelling, everything. So I would say, wow, the least I can do is to write some posts to help sell the book, because that's the least I can do for you. You're such a young team. Okay. So I started just for you guys, for Tushar, because he takes risks when he selects authors, because honestly, I don't need the money and I don't need the image. I don't need anything. So I'm happy with my family and my soup. I don't need anything. So then I began writing all these posts, and somehow, I don't know, I reached these tens of thousands of followers. And then little by little, what you said happened. They noticed that I knew something. And then every day now, I get messages where people ask me questions. And I spend a lot of time trying to help them. And I have people from, I don't know, every country in the world. And I just like to help people. And they're surprised because I write these long messages where I try to explain everything. I'd say I just like people and I like artificial intelligence. And when I write a post, I try to make it meaningful, but meaningful for them, but for me too. It means I work on it. It's something, sometimes it'll take me 2 hours to write a post. I don't mind because I'm learning something myself on how to explain. I'm on some journey here with LinkedIn, and I'm trying to think what is the best way for me to represent something and to share it. And sometimes I notice people don't like it, and so I just get maybe 12 likes. And then some people like it, I get 100 likes. When I see 50 likes, I say, well, I did say something that meant something. So when I see 5 likes, I say, wow, I certainly didn't say something they're interested in. Even if it interests me, it doesn't interest them. So I'm not like you guys. I don't know. I have an MBA, but my rule is to never calculate a relationship. That's my fundamental rule. I mean, never calculate and never do something out of calculation of I don't calculate human beings. I just try to be meaningful, and it seems to attract people because I reached the 30,000 connection limit and now I'm at 40,000. But I'm thinking, how can I go further? Because I spend sometimes an hour, 2 hours a day answering all these questions I get in private messages. People are sending me their books, their thesis, school, their curriculum, all kinds of things, and they want me to be their mentor. So I have this whole population. So it's just like, why do I come to these meetings on Saturday? Because I like the people there. I like Tom. I like Gaia. I like you. I don't know why I come here. I like Ugo, the LinkedIn police thing. I love it. I just like people. So if you like people, there's not much you have to do. You just, if you like people, everything here goes in the right direction. If you like people, you're trying to solve what keeps them up at night. What problems do they have? But I see, what problems do I have? So maybe the problems I have and I solve can help them. And then what do you know about my audience? Well, I like them. So then maybe they like me and ask me questions, and then invest the right community. That's something I'm very careful. I accept anybody from any country that wants to talk to me. It can be a person from Iran, Muslim, what, I don't care. If that person's asking me a question about artificial intelligence, I'm going to answer. If it's an American from Chicago, I'll answer. If it's an Indian, I'll answer. If it's Chinese, I'll answer any question, because I'm not concerned by countries, I'm concerned by people. So I'm not judging people by their governments, but who they are. So if they're asking me interesting questions, I'm learning a lot. So I don't know. I have marketing experience. I try never to use it. It's a weapon I keep in my pocket. That's not how. And I think I'm right, because I had a pretty good career. I did a lot of business. I signed large corporations, worked for like Disney and corporations like that. And I was the same thing when I went into a sales meeting. They say, "Where's your PowerPoint?" I said, "What PowerPoint?" I said, I came with the solution. Here's the software. Here's your prototype. So I don't know. I would say basically two things. Always tell the truth and love people. If you don't love people and you don't want to tell the truth, well, then, you're wasting your time on social media.
Definitely.
That would be my bottom line. Love people, tell the truth.
100%, Denise. Thanks for that addition, because being kind and loving people is the first thing that one needs to understand even before targeting the audience, and making sure that what is your purpose out there, and then target the audience. Denise, definitely you've been a people's person, and that has helped you reach heights. And you're passionate about connecting to people and talking to them, solving their
So I don't target anybody. That's the word I won't use. I don't target anybody. I just like people. So if when someone comes up, I just answer. And I always try to be diverse. If you look into my connections, you'll find an equal number of women and men. You'll find an equal number of people from all countries. My best interest would be to target Americans, because I know that Amazon.com is where I get the best sales. Okay. But if I do that, then I'm not myself anymore. So I target every country. If I find that Botswana is missing, I'm going to go find people in Botswana and get them on board, or Nigeria or Kenya, because it's a huge mistake to exclude people from countries. So, and when I put this picture together, I just love it. If you look at my connection list, you'll find people of the world in there. I just love my connection list. Sometimes I just look at it and I say, wow, all these nice people.
Very true. It's definitely something which is huge in terms of having every person from every corner of the world being connected to them. So definitely a big deal, Denise. And thanks for that addition. Definitely. Anyone else who wishes to have any questions around maybe targeting your audience, or being the people's person you want to be, or maybe you have questions around anything that I've just spoken, or anyone of us we've just spoken. Would love to hear. And in the chat, I did see Sai.
Yeah, hold it a minute, because what you're doing is we're supposed to ask you questions. Ugo said that.
So
and you've gone back. So maybe Tom or Hugo, you should ask Ravit a question.
Well, what happened was Manpreet had an emergency to step away for, but Ravit's so good at running shows, we don't mind him running this one. He's doing great. He's running himself, which is perfect. So Ravit, I'm here to support you. I love where you're taking all of this. I will add one quick thing to your current question. This is just, I love parsimony, meaning simple models that do the trick. And one model along the lines of what you're asking now, dear son, is this: share because you care. You can never go wrong if you're sharing because you care. If you're sharing to get a greater following, you're going to be disappointed. If you're sharing because you want to get something in return, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you just share because, if this will help one person that, have as hard a time as I have at this, then I'm happy. Well, oftentimes when you share because you care, it ended up helping 1,000 people.
Exactly. There's no, very, very, such a great point, Tom. There's no way to, there's no shortcut to any type of success in terms of having a great following, or maybe having a good type of post that goes viral for you. Trust me, may it be a simplest post that can go viral, or may it be where you have invested 10 hours of your time thinking about a post, and that might not even get a little engagement too, because that's how it works. If people are connected with you, if they understand you, who you are, trust me, they will engage, or maybe they'll understand what you mean to say out there. But it is in the end the human, and it has a technology effect too, which is the LinkedIn algorithm. If you're trying to push something on LinkedIn, so you need to keep those things in mind as well. It might not, may be the best post and it doesn't get engagement, doesn't mean your content is not that rich. It is definitely rich. In those are your opinions. Like we were just joking about the LinkedIn police. Definitely, it doesn't matter. People have, there are critics who might say good or bad. Don't care, just do what you're doing, because that's your voice and you care about things what you're doing. So I think that should never have anyone stopping. And I know for sure, I don't want to put Manpreet on spot, but sometimes she also goes through some rough time, and I just have one saying for her, that why do you want to stop because one person is judging you, and that person even doesn't even know you. So it shouldn't be that. Just make sure that you are going out there sharing content and helping people. And like Tom mentioned, sharing is actually caring. And if you're caring very well about the people around you, you definitely are doing a great job. And don't worry, and don't have a thinking where you will start growing your following, or you will have something for yourself. It doesn't matter, trust me. If you don't have those techniques and those tactics that I want 100K following, and then only I'll be credible, and okay, I should share some resources for them and it might give me in return. No, you need to actually get connected to people. You need to talk. You need to solve problems for them. You need to understand what they are going through, and that will actually put you on a path where you would definitely feel more confident about something. What do you do? Yeah, Tom, please.
Real quick, Ravit, I think you're making some awesome points, and I wanted to ask you to share with us your thought on, let's say we go back in time, and Ta, my mythical mentee in data science, he's starting to post a lot. Oh, I shouldn't say he, but I'll just say he, because it could be a she too. Ta is starting to post a lot on LinkedIn. And Ta gets praise for Ta's post, but then Ta gets some trolls too. Some people criticizing the post and the way it's worded, or maybe it's a LinkedIn police. What would you say when those kind of people show up in your post? What would you say that's an indication of?
I think one indication is good, that people are reading your post, which you should be very much happy about. Trust me. If people are engaging with you for good or bad, it doesn't matter. At least they care about what you're saying. So start with a positive note where you are making sense to people, or you're not making sense, and that's why they're coming and criticizing you. But definitely there's another, I would say, Tom, there's another side to it, which is you need to understand that it is not only about getting those praises. And if you're getting criticism all the time, maybe you should reach out to those specific people and understand what they actually want to say. And on those lines, if they are not very much aligned with something what you're saying, definitely one thing that you can always mention in your post is these are my opinions, and no one has to question about those opinions, because these are your opinions, so it should be all right. Yeah, Denise, please.
Real quick,
Yeah.
before Dennis, just real quick, I want to point out to everyone, I love YouTube. And I've seen so many amazing videos on YouTube that are teaching or entertaining. Every single one of them will have a thumb down, a proportion of thumbs down. And I'm like, why? Why even criticize this? It was great. But it's just the way our world is. So I wanted to just add to the excellent points my son is making. Hey, you're going to get some downvotes. Even if you're top quality material, you're going to get some downvotes in people's minds. Sometimes it's because they're jealous. They think they should be the one writing that post. And my answer is write a different post, write a rebuttal post, they'll say critical things in the comments occasionally, even to me. And I'm like, I do what Ravit said. I think very carefully. Is this someone just leaving a mark, or is it someone trying to help? And I try to answer accordingly, but very good points. And yeah, Dennis, let's go to you. Oh, Guy.
Sorry, just one comment, small comment. Sorry, Dennis. If all the thumbs are up, be sure there is a gun there, forcing them to be up. Nothing can we do, and everybody will like it. So this will never happen.
Yeah, no U.S. president ever won an election unanimously. Let's put it that way. Not even Abraham Lincoln.
Not even God, by the way.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Dennis Rothman, maybe, but yeah. Okay, Dennis, what's your question, private?
I would say that to reduce the number of trolls, there's a very important task to do. That goes back what I said before. Who are your connections? Because LinkedIn, none of us see the same feed. Each of us see a different feed on LinkedIn. There's a feed per person. So I go back to my connections every day practically, and I want to see who's in there. And I select people I like. And it's very important to have an equal amount of everyone. And I select people that smile, that look nice, right. And I don't take any if I see some pompous photos where the guy's, like, I don't know where he is, I'm somewhere on Mars, I don't connect, or I disconnect. So if you check your connections, you can take some out and put some nice people in. Then you have a nice collection, like this worldview I was talking about, of everyone in there. And I know that it reduces the number of trolls, because I've seen once or twice someone say something, and then you have like 5 or 6 of my connections come in and say, no, Dennis is not like that. Why did you say that? And then from time, and the last thing I would say is I really work hard to make a post the best that I think is good. And I know that I can't do better. So if I get a criticism, I say, I just can't do better. So they don't like it, but I can't do better. So I can't run the 100 meters in 10 seconds. So maybe they need to look for, so I don't really mind that much, because I work hard to make it good. And then when there are trolls, well, it hurts. There's no doubt about it. Trolls hurt. So that's why the family's nice. Because on Saturday, everyone's nice with each other. You don't have trolls in here.
And I want to point something out.
Coming here is therapy.
Guys, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in our family. I am so blessed, because I'm not the only one mentoring anymore. I'm not the only one helping people when they have a challenge. Gaith and I are not the only ones creating classes anymore. It's amazing what's going on in our family. Manpreet was just sharing with me privately, 2 people that she tutored at her school got placed. And I said, that's because of you. And she turned it around and said, no, that's because of you. But we're all, it's not just me. There's a goodness in the world that we're following, the more together rule. And we can do it. And Ravit's a great example of this. That's why we wanted to have him today. Ravit, what's your next point for us, son?
Yes, definitely. This next point is purpose, in terms of which is very important. When we talk about roles and when we talk about community building, it is definitely important to understand what is your purpose and what you are putting out there. If your purpose is to educate people, if your person is to, be a part of a bigger community and have those people in your connection list or maybe in your LinkedIn, first thing is definitely you need to understand the purpose. If we are having a session on a Saturday and I'm invited as a guest, what's the purpose? It is definitely a purpose to help, give some insights that I can help you guys in any way to understand the community or how I have built a community around me. So that is maybe the purpose and why we all joining. Like the first point definitely mentions what is your purpose of being this part of this community. Like Tom definitely mentioned, like Denise just mentioned, it kind of gives us that good time therapy to sit with 25 people of very closed family and who are there for each other, and we are learning and sharing with each other. So all the points that we've just put together in earlier slide, it has just come back, but it is more about understanding the purpose. Everyone does have a purpose here sitting, and that purpose is important for individuals. You don't need to understand the purpose of anyone else, but you need to understand what's your purpose to sit there and have a chair. If you are listening to Tom or Denise, definitely you have a purpose. What can Tom share? What can Denise share? What are their experiences? What can Gate share? What is his experience? And that keeps you going, right? So share your purpose, not only with
Don't forget Ugo.
Ugo, yes, the LinkedIn police. He tells us about
he's become someone that is beginning to lead in the posts.
Wow, amazing. That's amazing. Very good to hear, Hugo. Obviously, I have had a look at those posts and you're doing fantastic. Don't care about anyone out there. Just do what you're doing because you have such a great backed up family, right? So you can do wonders. You just need to think right and laugh it off like you do with the LinkedIn police. And
But
go
Ravit,
yeah.
Oh, just real quick to tag on what Dennis was saying. It's amazing what's going on now. Sai is teaching high school students about machine learning. And his first time went great with it. Hugo is starting a second class and he's going to start posing himself accurately as a visualization expert. Jonathan is always doing something for the family. I'm going to forget, Gus is in a career now where he's constantly helping people and getting great feedback for his efforts.
Wow.
Yogita is mentoring people on the side and seeing the benefits of it. I could go on and on. It's amazing. But if I may, Ravit, it would be so helpful if we had a person who's created a big community themselves who could speak right now. Someone who was like a top voice on LinkedIn that could add to the points on the slide, but it's slipping my mind who that could be. like maybe a recent top voice from LinkedIn, but guys, help me. Who would that be?
Does his name start from the letter G by any chance?
Maybe G squared. Like 2 G's.
Yeah, double G. Yeah.
I think he's here, but he might be there he is. Okay.
I was just laughing a little. So I was trying to be in stealth mode, but sounds like I can't hide enough. I was just enjoying how Ravit was hitting everything on the head, every nail, and your follow-ups are golden. And for me, it's about relieving yourself from self-judgment. Oftentimes, we're afraid of reaching out to the audience or go to the external support because we feel like judgment is coming. And what we do, we self-judge ahead of time, and then we take it in shame, and we don't want to expose ourselves. And that's one thing I've done early on before starting to expose myself, owning up to my weaknesses, and coming to a platform like LinkedIn and started to share my journey. If I'm going through something, I'm going through something difficult, I would make that a content and share it with my LinkedIn community, however big or small it was. Right. And the magic that happens is over time, you see people starting to relate. It turns out some people were also self-judging and weren't courageous enough to post different things. Now, don't get me wrong. The subjects that I chose to talk about were subjects that I wanted to challenge myself with. And it turned out to be a subject that was really hot in the moment or picking up in pace. So this is around AI, data science, machine learning, and things like that. And I knew there was a community out there that would relate to what I was talking about. And next thing you know, because I was talking about subjects that many could relate to, I started growing a follower base. And in the process, I started to trust myself more, gain a lot more confidence, but also relieving myself from the critics, and say, if that critic was teaching me something, then I welcome it. I wasn't going to be the one erasing those poor comments or poorly constructed comments from my post. In other words, I would look into it. I would look through it with another eye and say, okay, what can I learn from this? Now, if I would surface someone that wasn't there to help out the community with a comment, then I would challenge it a little bit harsher. But other than that, if someone a year ago told me that one day I would be top voice, I would say, no way. That's a lie. I was not preparing myself for that. And what really got me there, I believe, is what Tom said in the comments earlier, is to give without waiting for anything in return. I simply wanted to share and find people that could relate to what I was going through. And what I was going through is exactly that, finding a way to continuously learn, continuously share, and grow in the process without waiting for somebody to give you something in return. The reward for me is that I grow and I help some other people grow too. So that's what I think is going to be helpful for you too.
I think those are golden words coming from Greg. And definitely, Greg, thanks for those additions, because like you mentioned, it's not only about you growing alone, but it's about you growing with your community or with your family. It is important. And everyone here, like Tom mentioned, everyone here are doing some or the other thing to make sure that they are growing in the field and they are growing with the family. If Sai is teaching someone or Gus is doing something with his clients, they are definitely making those strides, which they are, opting up for. They are bringing themselves into a position where they can feel responsible about something what they are doing for the community. Because trust me, down the line, after 6 months or after 8 months, once you're habitual to it, you'll reach a point where you will feel so confident in yourself, and you'll feel more responsible towards people, about people who need help. Like Denise mentioned very rightly, that he goes on and on for hours by replying to people and helping them in terms of AI or data or all of those things. So these things are very important to be understood, that once you get into that, it's not a trap, it's something you'll be proud every day about yourself. And that is the inner feeling, achievement which you'll feel definitely, that you're helping maybe it's just even one person. So definitely love more, share more, and grow together should be the purpose. So that's that is my purpose, to be honest. And don't forget everyone else's purpose too, in terms of our family or maybe the person you're helping. It does help to serve others and help their purpose. So it kind of brings in a good point. Greg just brought this amazing point. So thanks, Greg. Thanks, Tom.
Absolutely. I think one other thing too is the power of mentoring. The sooner you realize that mentoring is a two-way street, the faster you feel fulfilled by mentoring others. My goodness, I've learned so much for people I've accepted to mentor. And at the beginning, I would tell them, I'm not here to answer your questions. I'm here to help you get another perspective so you can figure out what the best answer can be, and to give you a confidence that you can try different things until you find that answer, right? I'm not here to respond to everything you ask me. But in the process, you end up learning so much more, because they help you, they also help you discover things about yourself. There's something so fulfilling about discovering about yourself through mentoring others that I cannot explain. And I would call everyone to at least try it every once in a while, if your time permits. It's very rewarding.
Very true. No, I couldn't agree more, Greg, because if you know Ali Miller as well, I'm sure you know her.
Yep.
We've seen her mentoring so many people out there, so many students, so many data enthusiasts, so many even those who've just started working, and those mid-level positions as well. She mentors like so many people and has such amazing perspective. It's not only that she had so much knowledge, but she has learned from her mentees, and she has understood what are the basic things that every those people feels she kind of solves for them. And over the years of mentorship, she has learned herself so much. And today you look at her following, people are following her so much, because she has that perspective which connects with a lot of people, and that didn't come up overnight. Obviously, she has actually engaged with so many people, she has helped so many mentees, she has been to a position where she can be helpful in many ways. So I think mentorship point is 100% authentic. Just go for it without thinking. Yeah, Denise.
Absolutely. She's a giant there. And sorry, Dennis, real quick. What I wanted to say is, try it yourself. I'm pretty sure each and every one of us has had this experience. When somebody asks you a question, you start answering, and then you take a pause, you say, wait a minute, now that I'm thinking about it, yada, yada, yada. That's the moment where that person asking you a question helps you learn something new. While you thought you were answering the person to help them learn something new, you actually learned something new in the process as well. I'm pretty sure you guys have had this experience before, where a question made you think about something a little bit deeper to make a higher level discovery. Go for it, Dennis. Sorry.
No, it's just because it's soup time for me. so I just wanted to say something, while I'm listening. I'm more of a researcher, and I try to help people. I don't have your level of mentoring power. I mean, I'm pretty humbled by the way Greg, Tom, even Gayeth, Hugo, all of you, Ravit. When I see you, I can see you're in the in the top league. I spend a lot of time on algorithms. I'm not as good as you at all. I just like to share them. So I'd say I just share things, but I don't have your levels. And I don't think I'll ever reach that level. But I just like you, so I'll be back soon. So now, Ravit, I don't know if you know this, but at this time I eat my soup with my family, and there is zero exceptions to that in my life.
Definitely.
It's a,
One
it's
thing,
a,
yeah.
Oh,
Tom,
forgive me. I was just going to say it's a rule because we can't make Catherine mad or then Dennis can't come out and play with us. So when it's soup time, we tell him to go. Sorry, Robert, going ahead.
No, definitely. I think one thing that everyone needs to learn here from Denise, and I've worked with Denise, I know him very well, and I've seen those emails as well. And I remember last December, on the 18th of December or somewhere 19th, not the exact date, I pushed email to Denise and invited him to a book party, the Christmas book party. And I remember his email very well that Ravit, I would have loved to attend it, but I have my Christmas vacations with my family, and it was before Christmas, not even closer to Christmas. He did mention that my family time from the whole Christmas vacation is for them. So it is very important to understand those things when you have a family. Trust me, it is above everyone, and I've learned that from Denise when it's about family and having that cherish those good times with family. So thanks for that, Denise. I've learned that last year very well. It got
Yeah, it's
stronger
true.
from you.
I never worked between like the 15th of December
Yeah.
and early January in my whole life. Family, children, friends, that's it. So thanks a lot. And I'll think of you while I'm eating my soup.
Yes. Have a nice.
And see you soon.
All right, Dennis.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
So there's so much I want to guide us through with Ravit. I got to give one shout out, and then I want to let Ravit keep going so we can get through his slideshow. By the way, we had another person that we loved as much as you, Ravit. It was the person that we used to take your place that one day, and it is Ketki. Excuse me. She was awesome. You two need to network. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I know Kate Key. She's from Hyderabad Oracle, if I'm not wrong. Oh
yeah, exactly. But we want you to go through the rest of your slides. Before we do, I always feel like our biggest unsung hero. We couldn't do all of this without him is Geith. Geith he's a titan. So let's not forget how much he's always giving and how German he looks today.
No, Tom, this is, again, it's something I have to say that since Dennis is gone. First, thank you, Tom. But, maybe I can explain why I'm in this community now later. But this German look, it's a suggestion from my wife, which is also cannot say no. So that's why.
Yeah, don't get in trouble with mice, or we don't get to keep Geith.
Yes. Also, I have to remind all of us, I think, there is another G important in our community in the early days. Currently, she is not here. Gio also. She played a main role in this community. And also she was ready to she lead a lot of sessions. She helped all of us. She's even helped me personally. So I think there is a spirit was there, as you said always, Tom. It's the most important. And this is something I always, what is the purpose? If we are talking about the purpose, just to keep myself with the slide itself. For me, the purpose is to, I was looking for a set of people that I'm able to deal with them freely, without constraint, without any kind of limitation, which is something in the business you can find it all the time. So let's say I was looking for expanding my family truly. This is how it started. And according to that, I was acting free. So that's why if I was happy and I was honored to help someone, because I'm acting free, I don't give any limitation to myself in this family, with this family. So this is the only thing. But for me, I didn't think about all of this complication. Right now, maybe I have to think about it for the book later, but currently, it's not started like this for me. It started just like exploring what we can do. That's all.
Very good. Very good. Well, Ravit, we're going to try to listen to the rest of your excellent slides.
Yes.
We just get so excited about discussing our guests' ideas that we sometimes don't even get through all the slides.
No, definitely. I think it's like I said, it's not a presentation, it's more about the discussion. And I love it when there are perspectives to the discussion where everyone shares their purpose, where everyone actually has something to say, because it's not only me. I just share, my side of the things if I come up with slide two. But definitely those other voices, when it comes up, it will definitely help a larger audience. So, okay, moving on. Obviously, the next one is very important to me, which is engage. And we all love to engage with each other here. But how about engaging with the content which is being created by others? I'm sure there are many people who are engaging on your content. For good or bad, it doesn't matter. It should just be about engaging. And they're making their perspective very right when they are engaging with you. The whole perspective, as in perspective in terms of engaging with someone, so they are engaging on your post. But definitely what I would suggest is, when you are in the community, and I'm sure Tom might have already told this to everyone out here, that it is very important for you guys, for everyone out there, to get that engagement going, start engaging on others content, to not with the purpose of getting in return anything, but it's about giving. Like Sai, I definitely saw him, messaging. You have to be the giver first and not expect anything, and maybe the world can turn around you someday. And that is definitely which will happen, but not only by you pushing a like, but you need to also share your opinion. Definitely don't criticize people in public, because that is more like a LinkedIn police. If you don't agree with something, or maybe if you have a disconnect, go reach out to them and maybe have that discussion, because in a public domain you need to have those etiquettes and that decency, that if something you feel is wrong. I'll give you a quick example. I'm sure we all might have, like in last 2-3 days, we all might have seen a post which is going viral, and that is about the five balls, which is mostly being said by people are saying it is being said by Google CEO, which is definitely wrong, right? It was said by Coca-Cola CEO back in 1996. Was that being very much in public? People are coming and telling, oh no, this is wrong information, this was actually being told. And I've come through a lot of posts like this, and if that was a connection to me, I reached out to them personally and did mention that you might have got this thing wrong, but this was said by Coca-Cola CEO, and you want to check about the five birds. And that kind of helps them to understand that I care about their privacy, and I'm not going in a public domain to give a shout out to them that, oh, you're wrong, you just didn't do this right. Because things, what I feel is, you need to be very much, when you engage with content, you need to have that much of good sense that it's a public domain, and understand that it can have a diverse effect on the content creator. Like obviously, if someone comes to you, definitely you take it very sportingly. If it's the LinkedIn police who comes and talks about regression to you, or questions you about what regression is and all of those things, it's completely okay on your side, but for someone else it might turn out very diverse and not so cool. So make sure you are obviously engaging on content to make your point, your opinion, but don't make it don't criticize anyone, or don't try to prove anyone wrong out there, because you won't do good to anyone, not even you. And I'm sure Greg out there has a huge connection, and he knows how to have those etiquettes going and engaging, and what type of things can and there are many people who engage on his content too, and he knows the right things to obviously discuss with them if there's a point which is not very much in his favor. And Tom as well, there can be places, but engaging is important. The purpose, obviously, I'm here not to tell you about what's right or wrong, but definitely I'm telling how it sticks with the purpose that if you have a purpose of engaging and building a community, it is important to engage on every other content creators, understand what their perspective is. When you share, maybe you can expect that in return, or if not, you can definitely share your work with them and ask for their thoughts, and that could be helpful. They might be busy or not. If they get time, they might reach out to you, and if they like it, if that means you've just one person, and you've become a good content creator, at least for one person who might look forward to your content. So keep that in mind. Be curious to learn more. Don't get to conclusions very easily when you start to engage with audience, because it is very easy for us to be, uh, uh, jumping to conclusions without knowing things. So let's not do that. Be curious to learn more. Ask questions to content creators. Ask questions to your audience, whom you are connecting, whom you're writing for. It kind of definitely creates a good engagement, and those questions which you are asking can help you in return, and you can start building that small community for yourself. Attend events, definitely ask questions. That is important. If you guys are here where you have your own family, you are asking questions, you are learning. It is very important, because we have almost 25 people here, 23. So we all are connected to each other. We all are asking questions. It is very important. Not only that, you have many Slack channels. We all are on this Slack channel, not only on MLAI, but also on many other Slack channels too. Go to Reddit groups. If you want to build a community, you have to first actually go and visit communities and understand how it functions, because that's the learning point. That okay, this is how a Slack community functions. What are the rules that I need to obey, or what are the things, because it is for a greater good that an admin does, and we need to respect those. And also start your own community. If you have something to share with the community, definitely people will love, but it's a long process. You can't have 500 members in the first day itself. It takes a lot to create a community, and those communities will be helpful for a longer run, for you to understand things, for you to learn things from them. Trust me, a community can, if you start creating a community, it can have a person who's the CEO, and it can also have a person who's just starting as a student in a data science career. So you need to have that open mind. When you share things, you need to be open to perspectives, but it kind of gives you a good feeling where you can have your own community, and it keeps you going. So engage, start your community, start attend events, ask questions like we are here today. Feel free to ask questions, because this is a session where we don't hesitate, like amongst ourselves. Like Gate just mentioned, he wanted to have a family where he can be out there and not hesitate before even speaking or sharing his perspective or asking questions or answering questions. So that's how you should go out. But that's about a community that we have created, that Tom, Gate, everyone has created. So keep that going. And definitely, if you guys have any questions in terms of the engagement, happy to help. Anything.
Very well said. Thank you. And let's pause here. And does anyone have some questions or comments on what was just said? And sorry, guys, I was typing notes while I was listening. So sorry for my background noise. I was just informed by two steward members. I apologize. That was rude.
No worries, Tom. Yes, I.
Yep, I had a question in my mind, like, about
Sure.
mentoring. When you mentor people, what approach do you follow? Like, I faced two kind of teachers in my life. One who want final result, who don't care about the steps that you went, and second kind of teacher who is more about learning curve. Like, how do you go? If somebody is doing steps and final result is wrong, they can give you marks, or they're like, okay, you at least did try. Sometimes I feel second option is good, but whenever I speak to people who are in corporate world, or the people where I want to go, they are like, no, it's a fast moving world and you need results. So I'm
Yeah.
sometimes I'm confused.
No,
Yeah.
Sai, this is an amazing question, trust me. And there are mentees who come to me and they ask me that, Ravit, why are you not asking us about results? And I'm just not that person who want to ask about results. Rather, when I mentor someone, I make sure that it's about directly about the learning. It's not about the results, that because everyone has a different perspective. If I am putting an expectation to you, Sai, that okay, you need to actually deliver this in next 3 days, that is not true. You can't do it if it's not in your capacity. Maybe you just do it in a day, but I'm setting a limit for you, which is not good. I feel that is more of a micromanagement that comes in, and you need to get out of that micromanagement phase, and you need to let your mentees free out there so they will excel in what they're doing. First thing is very important, and it is very important for everyone to learn. If you have a mentor, that mentor needs to trust you, that he is your mentor because you want to learn from him or her. So the point kind of gets cleared for the mentor as well, that if I have a mentee, he obviously wants to look and learn. So learn from me or learn together. That is the right perspective, rather than having said that I set goals or targets for the mentees and they get more pressurized, or maybe out of the pressure they start working or do certain things which are definitely they are not comfortable with. That unusual pressure is result oriented. you know those are result oriented tasks. But like obviously in the corporate world, people say that you need to have those OKRs very right. You need to be you need to align your KPIs very well, and that is okay. That is the harsh truth of the corporate world. But trust me, when you talk about the OKRs as well, those OKRs, the objective key results, these are the OKRs. Those no company, not even Google, trust me, it is being derived from Google, the OKRs. They also wouldn't ask you to have that 100% of OKRs done in it's okay if you do it, but they won't expect that. So even if they are result oriented, at the same time they are very much empathetic about the work that you're doing. So you need to understand that. For me, at least for me, my authenticity is I would never ask anyone who wants to be my mentee that you need to be result oriented, you need to show the results in next 3 days, 7 days, 6 months. Nope. It is completely on you. That is self-paced growth, and everyone is different out there. You can definitely have a good a session where you can have a good discussion weekly, that what was the progress, but you can't have a set mark, a benchmark. You can have feedback sessions, and that will be very much helpful. But no, I'm not a person who is more inclined towards result orientation. I know I've just got it to a lot many things, but that was important. And thanks for that question. I hope I could help.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Excellent. Yeah, Guy, let's hear your question.
Actually, it's not a question. It's just kind of for Sai question. It's comment on Sai question. It's when we are talking about mentor and teacher, I think they are two different things at the end. They are not the same. And that's why expected from the teacher to be result oriented and expected from the mentor to be more about the process and the learning. Now, if we are talking about something in business or in study, the mentor, yes, he has to remind you with what you might miss or might lose during the time of learning. If you are talking about life mentor, for example, trust me, there is a lot of my mentors, they don't know that they are my mentors. I'm just watching them and learning from them. So this is something, it's, let's say, if we are talking about academic mentor, the academic mentor, he has to focus on the process more, on the learning process. He has to remind you about the results because all of your work, it will be evaluated at the end. But don't also expect in the evaluation part to be, to consider the, let's say, the learning. It will be, the evaluation, it will be result oriented for sure. So this is now, once it's in the evaluation, there is no other way, maybe.
Got it.
Very true.
Thank you,
Well,
guys. Yeah.
yeah, I think we can get going. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't know I'll enjoy so much here, but I do have one more slide, and I wouldn't leave without definitely completing that. But you guys are fantastic, and this is amazing discussion. I'll definitely try and make sure that I attend these sessions more. I know there's so much energy in here. There are so many kind people. There are so much good discussion, and I should be attending these sessions more. I'll try and do that definitely. Okay, thanks for that question, Sai. Let's keep it moving. Let's go to the last slide, and which is my favorite. It is about networking, and very important. Networking, as we see, is meet and connect, start, share, be. Those are the keywords that I have. Meet and connect with new people, start taking interest in each other's project, share your experiences while networking, be hungry to meet new people. I've kept it very easy, since it is important in the whole journey of building a community, that you meet new people, you connect with them, you start taking interest in their projects. If you don't take interest in someone else's content, trust me, it kind of gets just one way highway. So you need to have that two-way highway, where you are getting to a place where you are taking equal interest in someone else's work, so someone else will actually want to have a look at your work too. And that's the biggest point of growing together, because you guys, everyone here, everyone understand each other's purpose, your own purpose. First thing is your own purpose, then everyone else's purpose, and then you obviously learn from each other. And you guys have already connected. There are many people I might want to connect from here and want to learn from them, want to share about my experience, about my project, and first take a good understanding about what they are doing. And if someone wants to actually be maybe a mentee, or maybe I can be someone's mentee, I'll be happy to be, so those things we need to understand. We need to share experiences while networking, because like today I am sharing experiences about what I have gone through, what are my perspective. Obviously sharing experiences, that doesn't mean puts you somewhere to a place which is on the top. It is just about who you are and how you have just how you have actually created things for yourself. So that can be helpful to someone else, that might not be helpful, but it kind of gives you a good connect to each other, to move forward and build that good relationship. So that is very important. Be hungry to meet new people. It's not only, the world is huge. If you be hungry and you want to meet new people, trust me, you'll learn a lot. And it is important to meet at least 5 people in a week who are new and whom you can learn something from, or maybe you can be of help. So trust me, go out there, meet 5 people, think about maybe a topic, maybe data science, maybe data analytics. You want to meet 5 people from data analytics, go type a keyword, see who's the best in data analytics, start from there, and try to connect, try to make a bonding. It is important. Anyone, anywhere, have those 5 connections in a week at least, to grow and start from small. Maybe in a week you will be comfortable meeting 10 people, 15, 20, 50 people, and that will grow, your network, that will have you connect with a lot of people, that will help you come like a family. So I think it is very much important. Keep that going and keep that spirit up of having a good network. It will be very much helpful, guys. Happy to answer any questions. This is fun.
Ravit, we're used to being loved because we really love our guests and they feel it. And now, are you okay time-wise? Because I think you had a hard stop. Did that go away?
Yeah, I do have a hard stop. I've just asked them for 5 minutes. So I have last 5 minutes to make a move. I'll go on a meeting at 11, but that's okay.
Excellent. This has been great. And in case we run out of time, Valerie, I really wanted to have Valerie's Corner today in case you had something you wanted to share or ask. But before Ravit has to go, are there any questions you're just dying to ask him? And y'all help me out, because my new screen arrangement, I can't see everyone like I would like to. So let me know if there's a hand up that I can't see. Anybody? Okay,
Yep,
well,
Gates,
oh,
yeah.
Guy, yeah.
Now this time
Oh.
I will ask personal question to Ravit. Ravit, you met a lot of data science giants. Tom, Dennis, Giuseppe. This is my friends, but there is others also.
Yeah.
What is the most interesting, let's say, and you can tell us why it's interesting, interview you make in your life? The most event you host. The most
Okay,
interesting event.
See, it's very difficult question, Gate, to have answer. Definitely one. I loved interviewing Tom and Danny together. If you had a look at that episode, it was amazing. More than 1.5 hours, and it was middle of the night for Danny, somewhere at 3:30 p.m. or something. And we were just on, and the energy was next level. There were audience joining in. So that is definitely, I'm being biased because Tom is my father. So I can be biased there, but I'll be honest about one interesting person that I've interviewed. Actually two. Let's make it two. I love all of my interviews. I wouldn't be picking up any, but since Gate has asked, first is obviously Kate Strachny. I've learned a lot from her. She's being a great mentor to me. It's not only about the personal branding, about data community building, or about having those LinkedIn ethics. The second one definitely is Ben Taylor. If you know him, he's the best storyteller out there. He knows his things very well, and when he starts talking, you'll be so mesmerized even as a host that you forget even your questions out there. I actually forgot questions. I was recently interviewing him on MLOps, and he was talking about his project at Data Robot, and it is a $150K project, and he was mentioning about those projects and how it works and all of those things about MLOps. It was so mesmerizing. It's the storytelling which keeps the people engaged, and it can actually, as a host as well, you can forget everything because it's the storyteller who needs to be that rich. So these two were my definitely. I would say I've learned a lot, and as host, I kind of got mesmerized. I got lost myself. That okay, yeah, it got me thinking. So there are guests who might have you thinking that am I doing the right things, or maybe this is what the whole MLOps looks like, and I was on a completely different planet in terms of understanding MLOps. So those things are very easy, and that should happen if you are attending an event, if you are having a guest. Definitely, if that doesn't happen, the guest is not interesting. He's just telling something that you already know. And if you already know a few things, definitely you feel you're investing your time in something which you're just relearning, and it might not make that much of a sense. But yeah, those two, it is difficult, though. I'll be completely honest, I love all the 50 plus interviews that I have taken till date and counting. So yeah, but nice question again.
And then we had a question from Magni that we're hoping to get you to answer before you have to go. Magni?
Yeah.
Okay, I try to keep it short. I have a question regarding networking, and this is in relationship with our discussion with Sai today. And I was a little bit surprised, actually, and I want to have your opinion about it, because it is somehow Indian related, I feel, or Indian specific. So he was sharing the experience that because we were talking about networking, I told him that, yeah, reach out to people, get new people, just like you said now, that get 5 people on board every week, new ones. And he said, yeah, I'm doing this, but they do not respond. So they are like ghosting. So what is your trick? What is the best way to reach out in India?
Amazing,
and to
amazing
get
question.
people on board and get reaction.
Okay, so first thing is what I do and that is very important, trust me. It is not a trick though, it is just about learning about the person that you're reaching out to. You need to understand who they are. You need to have at least one line that you put. Obviously, don't make your message long. If you're talking, if you want to reach out to that person, make sure it's just three liners, and those three liners should hit that person very well. That it kind of brings them to a place where they feel itchy to type you back. And those can be related to their projects. The most recent project, talk about it, show your interest, learn a little about it, don't go fake, don't go half prepared. Those three lines need to be very strong and hit them very well on the nail, where you can talk about their project, you can mention why you want to connect, and maybe a question with it. And trust me, it can do wonders, because you have got them very close to something what they are doing. That is one thing that is very closer. You have mentioned about why you want to connect, and the third thing is definitely you've asked a question which is related to their field, and that will get them very much achieved, because it's easy. It's just a piece of cake for them, and they would love to type you back. If they're ghosting you, still ghosting you, I don't think there'll be a lot of ghosting. If you go out to five people, there might be three who might respond, or two might not respond, or maybe two might respond. But I think people on LinkedIn, what they like, what I personally like is, I've reached the 30,000 connection request. I need to move out people who are dead profiles and then add back. I have 5,000 requests in my inbox. I can't do anything about it because I'm just sitting there without messages. And trust me, I add those people who put a message in the personalized thing with a friend request, where they might know about my show. And what hits me as well, right, if someone tells me that I have been watching your show and I've liked the Ben Taylor's video, uh, who is your next guest? They have turned those three things which are very close to me, and it will definitely make me add them and respond to them. Thanks for mentioning about and watching Ben Taylor's the episode. Thanks for following the Ravit show, and my next guest is XYZ. So everything in place. What is of my interest? Someone just reached out to me, and I have that itchiness. No, I need to respond, because that person cared about me to understand who I am and what I do. So I need to be that respectful, that I need to go back and show that respect back. It might not happen with everyone. Trust me, it is my personal thing that I take it forward, and I use it in terms of adding people and reaching out to people. It helps. You can give it a try. Otherwise, definitely reach out to me, Magdi. If it doesn't work out, maybe we can have some more brainstorming around it and see if something can come up.
I'll reach out to you. Definitely.
Thank you, Ravit. And one more personal note.
Yeah.
I just want to share that you are the reason I met Tom, because of your show, and that's why I'm here in this community. So
very happy.
So thank you again. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that Tom did come to my show. He trust me. Before I leave, I know I have a hard stop. There are a few people waiting for me, but I've just gone 4 minutes exceeded. I've just delayed it by 20 minutes. But that is because I really love you guys. Very welcoming, amazing questions, great discussion. I never felt that and sorry for not being here earlier, because I was supposed to come here 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, but somehow the schedules kind of overlap in all of those things. But this was fun. I'll definitely make sure that I visit quite often. And please, Gate, Tom, these guys are fantastic. There's so much to learn. There are months that I don't even talk to Tom. We don't be connected, but the time we start talking, we have so much. And there's so much to share. So guys, you are in a very lucky place where you can have him talk to you every Saturday. He can solve problems. He has that experience. Tom, Gate, both of them, they are fantastic. There's Greg, there's obviously each one of you have a unique quality here. You guys are doing fantastic. Keep up the great work. I will definitely see you soon. I know I have to run today, but I'm sorry about this, and I definitely owe you that more half an hour, and I'll cover up someday.
I just want to explain, since Ravit left home, we just haven't been able to talk as much because he's so famous now, but we still love each other dearly. All right, Ravit, we will let you go and we'll talk a little longer, and we'd love to have you back as often as you can come.
Oh yes, definitely. I'll be here soon, and there's there's no me being famous. Tom is just being hyped there. I'm just the same. It's just that we are in new things where we get involved. And that kind of keeps us a bit busy, but always there for the family, always there for you guys. If you still have any questions that you didn't ask me, or you were hesitating, please feel free to reach out through LinkedIn. If we are not connected, definitely I've given you the 3 best things. You can mention those 3 things and we'll be connected and we'll talk. Okay, guys, thank you very much for having me, and thanks for being such an amazing audience. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Ravit.
Bye.
All right, family, as usual, and I'm not surprised, our guest loved us, but loved being with us. Would anyone like to add something before we go? And Val, especially, we'd love to hear from you if you've got something.
I just have to say I really enjoyed the discussion and the presentation today and everybody's contributions. So it was really a great meeting, I thought.
Excellent. Good to hear. And yeah, I'm so proud of all of you. I'm looking across. There's not, I mean, almost everyone I see here that I'm close to, that you're all trying to do something. You're all growing. We're all growing more together, and I love it. So hand claps to everyone, to the family. It's awesome. And yeah, we admit, I sent Ngozi a message because I realized we hadn't seen her for a while. And but if you're missing someone, just reach out to them. I don't want anyone to feel pressure to come every Saturday. I know can't. In fact, next Saturday I'm going to try to come, but I don't want y'all to count on me being here because I have to go do that mother-in-law do. And my mother-in-law has helped us out quite a bit, so I want to help her out too. But she needs a shed repainted, so me and all the kids are going to try to get up there and knock it out in a couple hours, but it's a 2-hour drive one way. So, all right. Well, I guess this is a good time. Any last comments before we say goodbye to each other for the weekend? Okay. Well, keep loving each other. That's what counts. Like Dennis was saying. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. And on that again.
Take care. I'll hang out.